Hey, they're always one of my favorites to have here on the show. You know why? Because it takes me back to my 15-year-old self, and I'm so grateful to do the job that I'm doing. Honestly, if 15-year-old Smallsy could see himself now, he'd be like, really?
Yeah.
Is this actually happening right now?
Well, as somebody who started doing this, coming to Australia when I was about 16, I'm still glad to be doing it too. So I'm there with you.
The Hanson boys in the building, everybody.
Yes.
They are. Welcome back to our fair country.
Thanks for having us.
Everyone always gets excited when you boys are in the building or in the vicinity.
You're very kind.
Does it ever get old
People being excited?
to see you?
I think it's okay. I mean, when they start showing up in your hotel room and they're like, "Hi, I'm here." That's good.
That's where
it gets a little weird. It's a nice change from going home where I was like, "Oh, you're here."
You're
They're
here
back.
again.
Oh, they're
No,
here.
I mean, in all seriousness, it's very, very grateful for it, and you know what it's been. You know the grind that it takes to stay at it.
Absolutely.
So you appreciate the enthusiasm. I mean, last night, amazing show here in Sydney.
Yeah.
Headed, to be able to go all over the country. This year, we've been a band for 30 years, so we're kind of marking time, going like, "Wow, how did we get here?" And it's an
Wild.
amazing thing.
Absolutely. Well, congrats on everything. New record as well. The tour is happening. Does it? I guess you're always grateful to still be able to make music and people still show up.
Yeah, of course.
30 years later, right? Because,
Absolutely.
correct me if I'm wrong, even if no one showed up, you'd probably still make music, right?
I mean, generally speaking, I think that's probably pretty much true.
We probably have to do something else as well.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Like a
Down
day
at the
job.
corner bar, jamming it out.
Day
you know.
job.
exactly.
No, that's not. Is that true, though? Can I,
Well-
momentarily, because the music business has changed a lot, as you
Yeah.
would know, right? You've seen it. We've all seen it who work in it. But you guys came about in a time where I used to hear this crazy story. It was like if you had a number one, never had to work again.
Right.
Was that a true story?
Well, you didn't ask whether we could pay our bills.
Okay.
We can pay our bills.
Yeah, okay.
From certainly from a lifetime of making music, for
Yeah.
sure. Like thankfully there are still revenue streams. Like if we were to say, you know what, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But to be a creative person, to be an artist like that, you don't turn off who you are.
No, absolutely.
And so I think it's never about can you, like, let's just play music just to make dollars as a business. It's about being who you are. And of course you do want to continue to build stuff. You want to see things grow. You want to see fans. I mean,
Yeah.
but we would probably be playing in bars simply to exercise the creative if the world said, you know what, no more. We're done.
Yeah. I mean, the most gratifying thing about music is to go and like see the way people respond to it. This
Yeah.
is the thing I think sometimes is missed from the outside. They go, "Oh, do you get tired of playing that song, or do you get tired of playing this song?" And you go, "Have you seen how people respond to that song?"
Yeah.
I love playing it. It's amazing, and so many memories. People coming up to us now, like, "Oh, I named my son after you," or "I named my daughter after that song," or "Here's the tattoo of the lyric."
There are probably a few pennies around now that wouldn't have been around
There
if
are,
it wasn't
yeah.
for that
There are.
song, right? See, I'm a
We've
catalog.
we've met a few.
Yeah, I bet you have. The new record, Red, Green, Blue, pandemic record. Were you all locked away? Is that
This was kind of transitional.
out of that.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
coming out of it. I mean, we did a lot of live streaming like many bands did. We tried to support different local venues during the pandemic, and we thought we would put out the record that came out last year during with a tour, which that didn't happen. So as
So
we
we
knew
use that as social media fodder.
as we knew that the tour was finally going to line up,
Yeah.
we didn't want to just be on a cycle of shows. We wanted to have a new product, and
Yep.
this project is one that Isaac had sort of brought up for years, and we kind of like, I don't know how we're going to do that, and sort of decided to go for it. And it's a 3-part album where each of us essentially took 5 songs and said, "Hey, this is what I'm going to do."
Oh, nice.
And
Almost like solo EPs or something like that put
Yep.
together into one record. And the way, I will say it wasn't exactly how I originally thought it would end up, but it seemed really, really interesting and cool to me in the end that we would deliberately isolate the creative process for each brother and go, okay, you just write the songs, you just sing the leads, and you kind of tell us what to do.
Yeah.
And almost treat it like we were a studio band,
Yeah.
not like we were the artists. And I think
we did have to hire ourselves, sort of.
yeah, exactly. Which was,
little
I mean, I wanted to hire some other singers.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It turned out cool.
He tried
I
to
mean,
farm it out. He's
Yeah.
like, other keyboardists. He was like,
Man, who can I look for? Who's around here? Oh, that's too expensive. That's too expensive. Yeah, I'll go
we
with
worked
what I know.
affordably.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the main thing about it to me is just it's an invitation for fans to hear the band in a way they never have before. You know? And some people have gone, oh, is this about like dividing? Are you guys getting ready to break up? You know, because you did these solo things, and I think that's interesting. That's the way people think about this. Like the way I see it was like, I really want to find a way to support Isaac's creative process. And what's the coolest way I could do that? Just stand back and say, what do you need? Right? And like be really supportive as an artist and put my name on everything he does and vice versa.
There's a real
I hear support, but I hear also take credit for it.
You want me to, take credit for everything he does. Yeah.
I just stand back and be like, that was me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a comfortability in that though, right? Like there are plenty. You would have seen a lot of groups come and go in the time that you boys have been playing shows. That that would never be able. You couldn't foster that sort of relationship between band, not necessarily brothers, but like band members, allowing anyone to really take the lead on anything in particular. Well, it's a recipe for disaster, right?
Well, no, I mean, it's definitely a bit of a trust fall for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's kind of going, oh crap, what's I going to do? And that, I mean, I know that's actually what they were thinking, but
there's probably two big factors. One is, you probably wouldn't do that unless you were a band that had been together for 20 to 30 years like we have, right? Because you developed all these skills together. You know so intimately what every guy's capable of. But also, I think you're right. In a lot of the industry, when people have that ability to do it on their own, managers and labels start to pull people apart. Go, I'll take him and over here, and we can do something different.
Yeah.
And of course, we've always fought that kind of battle of being highly independent and not letting anybody control us, which is sometimes a bad thing, because we're out on this island all alone. Yeah. We're very in control of this small island.
There's no one here.
There's no Svengali that's making dollars off of leveraging us. So sometimes that that means somebody's not in the business of pushing you across other platforms, but it also means you have the independence to make the decision
and the ability to do what you want to do.
Yeah,
and as creatives, that's probably sometimes that gets you to sleep at night versus being part of something where you're like, what on earth are we involved in right now? Like, why did we do this? Why am
This was a horrible
Guys, I don't understand why there are 6 jugglers on stage.
Absolutely. You guys, you're on tour at the moment, playing tracks from the new record. Of course, all the fan favorites as well, right?
Absolutely.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Hanson show without the fan favorites. 30 years together. High and low points, I would imagine, for the.
Of course.
Did you ever do therapy? Because I have heard I've heard bands have done therapy where I guess couples counseling or whatever, where
We've
done a
fair bit of that.
I started working with somebody about 2 years ago that was essentially a trusted person to be another voice in the room as we were mapping out what these projects were going to be actually. And I think, in any of those things, it's one of those like you sort of still have to go in already deciding to have a certain mindset.
True.
It's not like, and they gave us this answer. That's the perfect thing. Like you already kind of have to have signed on. Well, but
I was going to say, well, credit to you because I feel like anyone who's got siblings knows. Being siblings is hard enough when it comes to trust. when to trust your sibling, right? I think inherently when there's a relationship there, a family, it's like, well, I know what you want to do, but I want to do something more, and to work together and to be brothers for 30. There's a trust there that most siblings probably don't understand what it's like to be brothers, but then also be colleagues, because you treat your brothers the way you would never get away with treating someone at work, right?
No, and I think that's actually really true, and that's sometimes an advantage and sometimes a disadvantage, and you got to figure it out. I mean, I think the cool thing about the last few years, whether it was the symphony project, which is the thing we were here to play last time,
we played the opera a couple nights.
Yeah, exactly. Or Regular Blues. You're just finding ways, as Zach said, to kind of learn how to kind of support the ideas of other people, and also kind of and do new things. Do things you.
What I would say too is I think writing songs is a great process to learn conflict like resolution because
Sure.
it's this constant problem solving. What's the right lyric? What's the right rhyme? What's the right? And you're trying to get there.
Yeah.
And I think that helps everything.
That's nice. That's nice. Hanson Boys here tonight. I can do the quick plug for the tour, frontiertouring.com/Hanson. Some limited tickets available left for the last shows. They will not last long. Boys, I have a quick thing called Jinx. Do you know what Jinx is? Where we all say the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the Hanson Jinx game. I'll explain it. Let's quickly roll this.
Okay.
Smallsies.
All right, I'm going to ask a question. You'll hear a 3, 2, 1 counter.
I think I'm gonna win.
No, well, there's no real winning.
Ice cream.
No,
There's no.
I feel like I'm
You're
gonna
going to
win.
win.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
The competitive one.
Yeah.
I've identified.
He's a gamer.
Yeah, okay. I've identified. Weirdest place you've been recognized by a fan. Come up with an answer in your head.
Is this cities?
Wherever.
like,
What do you just say a word? Just say a thing.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
See, he gets it. He gets it. He's the
Right,
gamer.
okay.
Gets
Yeah,
it. The
got
gamer
it.
gets
I got
it. All right, here
it.
we
I got
go.
it.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Urinal.
That's clean sweep.
No. Did you say
Well, he
toilet?
said toilet, same thing. He was trying to be
wow.
classy.
No, it's really awkward sitting there standing pee, and the guy looks over and goes, "Are you? I think you are." I go, I don't know who you think I am. I don't want to get asked questions while peeing.
Is it also at a urinal that's completely unrelated to where your fame should be? It's not like at a concert
It's
venue.
not like I stopped at my own venue to walk.
No, it's like at the airport.
Yeah.
And you know what he said next? He said, "Hey, can we take a photo?" I'm like,
no.
"Right now?"
No. Okay, urinal.
highly-
Note to self. If anyone sees you at a
Pretty
urinal,
sure it's actually illegal.
yeah,
to take a
yeah,
photo
I
right
think it
now.
is too.
Public indecency.
Absolutely.
And then we took a photo.
All right, here we
Hey.
go. I don't know. I never heard. You know what? Either you had really great management back in the day, but there was never any scandals around Hanson. So let's just find out if anything happened.
okay.
Was there ever a country that you can remember trashing a hotel room in? If the answer's none, just say none. If there's a country, say a country. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
UK.
Okay.
You can So we have definitely damaged hotels. I was just trying to think of a specific, and I couldn't
No, it's
get
fine.
there.
It's
But
fine.
not in the typical way that you'd think.
Yeah, you
I remember
vaguely remember.
destroying things in a British hotel.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to say which
No,
one.
don't say no.
I don't want to say exactly what I did, but I definitely threw some things out a window.
Yes.
Oh,
well, no, that
wow.
was
Yeah.
true. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a
It's-
lot of fun throwing things. We threw fruit and croissants and
Was this-
and hacked loogies on
At what
people in
stage?
Paris. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say
Yeah,
that.
that was Paris.
Yeah, you got to remember.
Yeah.
I was 11, 12.
The
right?
the
You know,
90s were wild.
they
You
were
could
wild.
get away with
So
that.
Yeah.
Spitting out of a window was just amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
it was-
liberating.
it was
The
never-
chance,
if
the
you ever-
chance
ever
that you
dropped-
actually hit
If
someone.
you haven't dropped a ham and cheese croissant on a Frenchman, I recommend it highly.
A lot of stuff. Didn't Michael Jackson hang the baby out in Paris too?
Right. I think you're
it's
right.
the country.
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
good.
country. It's
It
not
wasn't
you.
us.
It's not
It's
you.
Paris.
It was the country. It's
Yeah.
actually a weird
Okay.
place. Things
Wow.
happen.
Yeah, and what happens in Paris doesn't
That's
stay in
state-
Paris.
no.
No.
Do we have a messiest brother? Messiest brother. Here we go.
2, 1.
Isaac.
Really?
Yeah, I would say
I
Isaac-
always
Yeah,
from the outside always read as the mature oldest.
See, the word
the
messy
problem is he's
hard
not
for me.
messy in the sense of like his clothes are clean. But if you look at his office, he doesn't know how to put things away. Like he looks nice, but his office is like piles of junk.
Yeah,
and you're
okay.
like, dude, what are you keeping
That's
that
why
for?
he's so together, because
The
he's
correct
simplifying.
qualification is disorganized.
Okay, no, there you
Oh.
go. Not messy, just
Disorganized.
Yeah.
Very busy doing things.
Well,
No,
it's less
okay, no.
that. No,
I
I mean
was-
it's
I
a
was
little bit
helping-
of
I
a
was
scatterbrained. It's a little bit of. I mean, it's not inaccurate.
like
that
I wanna put this away, but it's stressing me out.
That's kind of pretty close, actually.
All right, last one. Now I don't know. I don't want to.
Did we feel the jinx game?
Yeah, I got one more. One more.
One more. This is it, guys.
This
We
is
can
it.
do
This is it. I don't want to cause any dramas for the brothers.
Okay.
But did any of you feel like there was a favorite sibling growing up? Amongst the three of you, did you ever feel? Because in my family, I felt my brother was the favorite, and I'm going to put it out there. He knows that, and we've dealt with that. Okay. But amongst you three, here we go. Was there a favorite?
2, 1.
Isaac. Zach.
Yes.
Very close. Very well played. Very close. Very well played.
Yeah.
You just the answer is yes.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Yes.
And let everyone wonder which one. I thought
Isaac
was the
said
favorite.
Zach. I think he's just doing that to redirect.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Isaac is the first child, and I think there's a special place.
Yeah.
In
I would say mothers cannot help but love their first child and their last child a little
different
more.
way.
Yeah, okay.
So
They don't
our
want these-
little sister has gotten a disproportionate amount of love, and Isaac has got a disproportionate amount of parental therapy.
Yeah, okay.
Mom's there, like, honey, I'm here for you.
You're the only one that was the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's
You know,
also a story
everybody
which is that
else.
our parents were married for like almost a decade. I mean, it's like 7 years before I was born.
Okay.
He's
So
all-
our
already-
mom was kind of like
A lot of
very,
pent
like,
up.
She was
Yeah.
like, I'm ready to have kids.
What I'm hearing here is he knows that he's the
Yes,
favorite, and he's trying to
exactly.
qualify that
He's-
position.
He's already defended himself.
I think the second and third child, Taylor and myself,
Yeah, we
have
just
this
get
distinct
better.
feeling of mom saying, "Go help Isaac."
What is Isaac?
And what they're really saying is they're the most talented ones.
Yeah.
I'm just there for along for
You
the
needed the
ride.
most help.
relief.
You needed the
I
most
did.
help.
It's-
I didn't say that. You just said, "Go help Isaac."
It's always a pleasure to see you, boys. Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
having
much
us.
for being
Thank
here. You're always welcome. The rest of the tour, a couple of shows left, frontiertouring.com/Hanson. Well, we'll come back to Australia again soon. You're always welcome, all right?
We will.
Thanks for having us.